Cooperatives are proudly governed by democratic member control. It's one of our 7 principles and a large part of what keeps us strong and stable. Members have a strong voice in the co-op they own. At Basin Electric, part of our governance is through the Resolutions Committee. A director from each district of our membership and a Basin Electric board representative meets to review and revise the cooperative's resolutions document. Senior Legislative Representative Jean Schafer helps facilitate that process. She explains some improvements to how this process is being done.
What we wanted to do was get all the procedures and guidelines that we have used for decades in writing so that any new member and existing members have these at their ready in order to consult with, in order to look at the work that the Resolutions Committee does. We have a lot of institutional knowledge from the staff side of Basin from decades of work that has left the cooperative, and so now we don't have that to fall back on for how these procedures and guidelines work. So it was just a good time to get in writing. Another thing that we did at the committee meeting this time was to look at the resolutions, try to see if there were ones we could delete in order to just really look at the resolutions that are germane to the activities of Basin. There were about a dozen that the committee felt were okay to go. And then at the same time, we also reworked the syntax from that more formal prose that has been with us for a long time and went to a more conversational text as well. Going forward, the Resolutions Committee is going to adopt these guidelines and principles, and then they will also be brought for the board for approval as well. So we'll have these before us. This really identifies how resolutions come to the committee, what issues the committee needs to focus on, legislative or policy or overall issues that we as Basin and what the membership would like us to focus our efforts on. We had some resolutions come forward that the committee did look at, and there was 2 issues. Either it had not gone through quite the right process, which would be it could come up from a Class C to the Class A member and then brought to the Resolutions Committee. Some had come up through a Class C, and so we asked that that resolution go back and come up through the Class A channel. So just realigning those efforts, as well as what does the resolution itself focus on. So board governance and operations are separate issues from the issues that the Resolutions Committee deals with, and so what is the appropriate path for this resolution? So a couple of them were also sent back to the member who brought these forward, and then they were either directed to go straight to the board if it was a governance issue and not necessarily a Resolutions Committee issue.
The Resolutions Committee meets at Basin Electric headquarters in September each year. They also meet again prior to annual meeting where the full membership votes to adopt the resolutions.